My name is Emily, and the people who were supposed to love me most, my own parents, abandoned me at a random train station. They laughed, calling it a joke, while I stood frozen, heart pounding, alone in a sea of strangers. That day, everything I thought I knew about family shattered, and my fight to survive began. "Come on, hurry up, Emily," my dad said, grinning like he just won some secret prize. "Where are we going this early?" I asked, adjusting my backpack. "Oh, you'll see," Mom replied, chuckling, her eyes glinting with mischief. "Just a little adventure." I frowned. "Adventure? It's just school stuff, right?" Jacob laughed. "School can wait. Trust us. You're going to love this." The platform was crowded, trains rumbling past. I clutched my bag tighter, unease creeping in. "Why are we here?" "Just a fun little experiment," Mom said, tilting her head. "Let's see how resourceful you are." I frowned. "What do you mean?" Jacob leaned closer, his smile unnerving. "We're going to leave you here. Just for a bit. Don't panic. It's a joke." "A joke?" My voice cracked. "You can't be serious." I can't just." "Relax, Emily," he interrupted. "It's harmless. Go on, enjoy it. Maybe you'll learn something about yourself." I froze, my stomach dropping. "You're abandoning me? Here? Oh, come on. Don't be dramatic," Mom laughed. "We'll be right back. You'll be fine." The train whistle blew. Before I could react, they turned and walked away, blending into the crowd. My legs trembled. "Wait. Stop," I yelled. But no one noticed. No one cared. Panic clawed at me. I ran after them, voice echoing uselessly against the concrete walls. "Mom. Dad. Please. Nothing. Just the roar of trains, strangers brushing past." My chest tightened. I pressed my hand to my mouth, trying not to cry, trying not to scream. My phone, gone. I dug it out, dialing Mom, then Dad. Straight to voicemail. A man walked past, frowning. "Are you okay, miss?" I don't know," I stammered. "My parents, they just left me." He shrugged and kept moving. A woman nearby whispered, "Poor girl. Alone?" I shook my head, tears burning. "No, it's a joke, right?" "A joke." I wandered between platforms, every passing face a stranger. I remembered little moments, how Mom used to laugh when I tripped, how Dad mocked my mistakes, how they always made jokes at my expense. Those memories now twisted into betrayal. The little hurts I'd ignored felt enormous, suffocating. A group of teenagers laughed nearby. "Look at that girl. Alone at the station." I buried my face in my hands. I wanted to disappear, to melt into the floor. But amid the fear, a flicker of anger sparked. How could they treat me like this? I wasn't a toy for their amusement. I wiped my tears and stood taller, trembling but refusing to collapse. "I will survive this," I whispered. "I won't be their victim." The station announcer called out train arrivals, a blur of voices and footsteps. A small voice inside me said, "Don't wait for anyone to come save you. You can do this. You have to." I took a deep breath, scanning the station for signs, exits, help. Security guards ignored me. Strangers stared. I felt humiliated, small, but also awake. The joke that was meant to break me had done the opposite. I clenched my fists. "You won't get me. I'll find my way. I'll prove I'm stronger than your cruelty. You can laugh, but I'm not broken. Not today. Not ever." And as the last echo of their laughter faded into the rumble of trains, I realized something terrifying and thrilling at the same time. I was alone, but for the first time, I was free to fight. I sank onto a cold platform bench, hugging my knees. Every second stretched forever. My hands shook, stomach twisted, and I couldn't stop the tears. I can't do this," I whispered to no one. "Hey, are you okay, miss?" a gentle voice asked. I looked up to see a man in a janitor uniform, holding a small paper bag. "You look like you've had a rough day." I don't know," I choked out. "My parents, they left me here. Just, gone." He frowned, sitting a little distance away. "Wow, That's not okay. Do you want some water? Or a snack? I hesitated, then nodded. Yes, please. He handed me a small bottle and a sandwich. Here, don't worry. We'll figure it out. Thank you, I whispered, taking the food with trembling hands. I don't know what to do. I don't have money or a phone. I can't get home. He nodded. Sometimes strangers are the only help you get. But, you'll be okay. Just breathe. I took a deep breath, closing my eyes for a moment. I guess I'm lucky someone noticed me. I didn't think anyone would care. Well, some people do, he said. You're not invisible, even if it feels like it. After a few minutes, I tried calling my aunt. Harper answered on the first ring. Emily. Oh my God, what's happening? They left me, Harper, I sobbed. Mom and Dad, they just abandoned me at the station. Sure, calm down. You're safe now. I'll come get you, she said. Do you know the train station? Stay put. Don't move. I clutched the phone like a lifeline. I don't understand why they would do this. Harper's voice softened. Emily, I know they've been difficult. But you're not alone anymore. I'm here. A few minutes later, Harper arrived, hugging me tightly. It's okay, you're safe now, she whispered. I wiped my tears. I didn't know you knew. Did you know how cruel they are? She sighed. I've always tried to protect you. You didn't need to see some of the things I saw, how they manipulate, how they humiliate you. But, maybe it's time you know. They've been controlling you in ways you don't even realize. I froze. Controlling me, with jokes. With leaving me. Yes, she said quietly. They've done it for years. And it's not your fault. Later that night, I sat alone in her living room, journal open. I scribbled everything, every joke, every laugh, every cruel comment I remembered. My hands trembled as fear slowly gave way to anger. They can't get away with this, I whispered. I imagined confronting them, showing them that I wasn't broken. Each sentence I wrote reminded me that survival wasn't just about being alive, it was about taking back control, about proving that their cruelty couldn't define me. Emily, you okay? Harper's voice came from the kitchen. Yeah, I said firmly. I need to remember everything. I need to understand it so I can move past it. She nodded, smiling softly. Good. You're stronger than you think. You always have been. I closed the journal, feeling a spark inside me. Fear had brought me to my knees, but anger gave me strength. I would not stay a victim. I would rise. I would reclaim myself. And in that small, quiet living room, surrounded by warmth I hadn't felt from my parents, I made a promise to myself. I would survive, not just in body, but in heart and mind. I would rise above them. I would not be their joke. Returning home for school felt like walking into a cage. My parents greeted me with exaggerated smiles. Emily, back so soon? Mom said, a laugh in her voice. Didn't think you'd survive a day without us. Very funny, I muttered, keeping my distance. Jacob smirked. Oh, don't be dramatic. You make mountains out of molehills. I clenched my jaw, my hands tightening around my backpack straps. Every word they said, every laugh, reminded me of that day at the station. I couldn't let it slide. I started recording conversations secretly, keeping notes of every cruel remark, every dismissive gesture. Later that week, I called Maya. I don't know if I can handle it, Maya, I whispered. Hey, breathe, she said firmly. You're not imagining it. They've always been toxic. You don't deserve this. But what if I'm wrong? I asked, doubt creeping in. You're not. You've survived worse, and now you're seeing it for what it is. Don't let them gaslight you. Her words gave me courage. I realized I couldn't just be silent anymore. I needed to face them, to make them see that their cruelty had consequences. That evening, I stood in the living room. Mom was scrolling on her phone, Dad watching TV. We need to talk, I said, my voice steady. Jacob looked up, smirking. Oh, is this about the dramatic station story again? Yes, I said, staring at both of them. It's about every time you abandoned me, humiliated me, made me feel invisible. The station was just the latest. I felt betrayed, unloved, and mocked. And I'm done pretending it's okay. Mom laughed, a sharp, hollow sound. You really think you can lecture us? Yes, I said, louder this time. Because I'm not a child anymore. I see the way you manipulate and belittle me. I'm done craving your approval. I'm done letting you control my emotions. Jacob leaned back, a smirk fading into surprise. Emily, this is ridiculous. No, I said, voice steady but full of fire. It's not ridiculous. It's truth. And the truth isn't always comfortable for you. At school, whispers started. Teachers noticed the tension. Friends asked if I was okay. Maya leaned close one day, whispering, people are seeing it too. They know something's wrong. You're not alone. I felt a strange satisfaction. Karma, I thought. Maybe not in the way movies show, but the universe had a way of revealing lies. My parents' facade of perfection was cracking, and I was watching it happen. One afternoon, a classmate said quietly, I heard your parents, leaving you like that. That's horrible. I nodded, smiling faintly. Yeah, it was. Each acknowledgement, each small act of awareness from others, made me stronger. I no longer felt fragile or helpless. I had seen through their masks, recorded their cruelty, and survived. That night, Maya called. You're different now, she said. I can tell. Stronger. I have to be, I said. I can't let them define who I am. I can't let them win. Even when Mom laughed at me in the kitchen later, saying, still so dramatic, Emily, I didn't flinch. I simply walked away, leaving her with her words, knowing they no longer held power over me. By the end of the week, I realized I had changed. I wasn't just the scared girl at the station anymore. I was someone fierce, capable, and unshakable. My parents could try to control the narrative, but my life, my self-worth, my identity, they were mine. I was no longer invisible. I was unstoppable. The day the counselor arrived, my parents looked uncomfortable. Harper had called someone named Ms. Thompson, a family counselor, to document everything, the abuse, the abandonment, the constant emotional manipulation. Emily, I'm here to help you, Ms. Thompson said gently, smiling. We'll make sure your voice is heard. I nodded, heart pounding. I want them to understand that what they did was wrong. And I want them to face the consequences. Mom scoffed. Consequences? This is ridiculous. You're overreacting. Jacob leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. Emily, you're making a scene. People will think you're crazy. I'm not crazy, I said firmly. I'm done being invisible. I'm done pretending everything was fine. You left me at a train station as a joke. You laughed while I cried. That isn't a mistake, it's abuse. Ms. Thompson nodded. Thank you, Emily. Your honesty matters. Soon after, whispers started circulating. Friends, neighbors, and even extended family began questioning their behavior. Harper had quietly shared details with relatives who had always suspected something, and suddenly, the people who once seemed untouchable were exposed. One evening, Mom said softly, Emily, maybe we went too far. I looked at her, calm and steady. Too far. You abandoned me. And you only realized it when others knew. Not because you cared. Jacob avoided my gaze. We didn't mean it like that. I don't need your excuses, I said. I need my life back. With Harper's support, I moved in permanently. I got a part-time job, started saving money, and focused on school. I built routines that made me feel safe and strong. I reconnected with friends who truly cared about me, people who believed my story without judgment. One afternoon, Maya called. You sound different. Stronger. Happier. I am, I said, smiling. I don't let fear control me anymore. I don't let them control me. Even when Mom called, asking me to visit, trying to charm me with false kindness, I politely declined. I'm busy. My life is here now. I'm happy with the people who actually care. The relief I felt wasn't about revenge. It was about justice, quiet, patient, inevitable. Their laughter, the thing that haunted me for months, had been replaced by silence, whispered regrets, and the realization that their cruelty had consequences. One evening, I walked past the train station where it had all started. The concrete platforms, the echo of trains, once a symbol of abandonment and fear, now felt different. I didn't feel anger, not anymore. I felt gratitude. Gratitude for surviving. For learning to trust myself. For discovering that pain could be transformed into strength. A man sitting on a bench smiled at me. "You okay, miss?" I nodded, a small smile tugging at my lips. "Yes. I'm better than okay. I'm free." I realized that freedom wasn't just leaving them behind. It was reclaiming every part of myself that they had tried to break. Every doubt, every tear, every moment of fear had fueled something stronger, something unstoppable. I had learned my worth. I had learned to trust my voice. I had learned to stand tall in the face of betrayal. And in that quiet moment, looking at the tracks, I knew nothing, not even the people who had abandoned me, could take away what I had gained. The pain had shaped me, but it did not define me. I had transformed it into power. I walked away from the station with my head high, heart steady, and mind clear. For the first time in years, I was in control of my life. Harper, Maya, and the few who truly cared were my chosen family now, and together, we had rewritten my story. The past could no longer hurt me. I had risen above. I had found justice. And most importantly, I had found myself.